This hour. For more on the president's rhetoric on white supremacy, let's bring in Ibrahim Hooper. He's the National Communications Director at the Council for Islamic Relations. Ibrahim, thanks for being with us. And
first react to,
you bet. And first react to the reporting that Mike Vaquera was giving to us and the beginning of this hour as we were talking about the discussion around President Trump's reaction to where we're at right now after that tragedy on Friday.
Well, it's a bit interesting. When you have to state repeatedly that you're not a racist or a white supremacist, you probably are a racist and a white supremacist. And I think clearly this president has promoted white supremacy, has promoted racism, has promoted and exploited anti-Muslim bigotry. I mean, it's clear. It's not even up for discussion. When you say ban all Muslims from entering the United States, when you say Islam hates us, when you say surveil the mosques, when you do all of these kinds of things, you know, it's pretty obvious what's going on.
Ibrahim, so are you saying that the United States is a racist and a white supremacist?
I believe he is. You know, you have to wonder whether he has any ideology at all. But he really, he came to his position based on white supremacy, based on Islamophobia, based on xenophobia. He lives and breathes lies and hate. And that's what he feels benefits him. Instead of bringing the country together, he feels he benefits by dividing the country. And that has spilled over to the rest of the world, as we saw in New Zealand.
It's the biggest megaphone in the world, right? That seat there in the White House.
Yes.
Many have asked in the last couple of days that the president, and you heard me talk with Mike Vaquera moments ago, we remember back to when Barack Obama had to come to the microphone and give a speech on race relations. In this case, should this president come to the microphones and give a message today? And by that very question, does he need to do it? He's already condemned it so far, the attack that happened on Friday.
He hasn't condemned white supremacy. He promotes it, he enables it, he empowers it. He needs to speak out directly against it. We've called for it. We had a news conference on Friday after the New Zealand massacres. We called for him to do that. I don't think it's in him. It really isn't in him to do it. Just as we saw after the Nazi rallies, it's not in him. And if it is, he'll read a script, and then the next day he'll go back to his natural form.
Ibrahim, quickly here, what are you hearing from the community, not only in the United States, but of course across the world, transnationally? Of course, the question right now is, where are we at when it comes to Islamophobia?
I think we're seeing, in the Trump era, we've seen it rise tremendously.
Just within the last week, within the time frame that we have unfortunately seen this outburst.
I think when like the New Zealand massacres occur, people maybe reassess a bit. They start to wonder, the ones who even denied Islamophobia exists start to see the reality of it and perhaps will change something in their hearts.
Ibrahim Hooper, of course, our hearts with the Muslim American community as well as the Muslim community throughout the world. Thank you so much for being here today. Ibrahim Hooper, the National Communications Director for CAIR. Thank you so much. I want to